Hey, it's Lent 2. This is Tony Jones.
I'm the Reverend Russell. This is a 2-for-1.
This
today.
is the Hardest Question,
Video blog.
and it's year B, second Sunday of Lent, and we're
Yeah.
going to do something we've never done before
This is the first time in the whole history.
of THQ. We're going to talk about, there are both texts. There's a primary text and an alternative reading. The primary text is the Transfiguration,
Right.
which we didn't do a video about Transfiguration Sunday because on Transfiguration Sunday, you had a choice of either celebrating Epiphany 7
Yes.
or Transfiguration Sunday. And if you did Transfiguration Sunday, you're probably going to opt for the secondary text, which is Mark 8:31 to 38. Get behind me, Satan.
That's right.
Oh, no, I was just
Yeah.
saying that to you.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't actually referring to the text.
So let's talk about the Transfiguration really quick. Do we
I
need
love
to?
the Transfiguration.
Oh, I love it so much. It's fantastic. This is the second time of the 3 times in Mark we hear the phrase, "This is my son.
Right.
You are the Son of God." Mm-hmm. So
I love that they know. I love that they know that it's Elijah and Moses.
I just think
How
that's
do
the
they
funniest
know
thing in the
that?
world. I know, it's like how there wasn't like they're like
There was no iconography.
no, it's like they have. Well, everybody has that Moses poster, in their bedroom.
Like they
so,
just
yeah.
know that. I
Yeah,
love that.
they're-
And then once again, they see this. Like they see basically the most incredible supernatural thing that's ever happened on the planet. And
Yeah.
then Jesus like, oh, you can't tell anybody
Don't
about
tell
this.
anybody. Yeah, I know. This is
Like again,
the law and the prophet and Jesus is like up with those
in like glowing
yeah,
clothes.
right,
I mean,
yeah.
it's like everything you would
Yeah.
expect from some crazy
Yeah.
science fiction movie.
Yeah.
And then he says, as they're walking down the mountain, "Oh yeah, by the way,
Don't tell anyone,"
Yeah.
which is always like fun to think about when you're reading a text that says "Don't tell anyone."
but those guys,
Yeah, right.
Think of that.
Yeah, I know.
Are they like, are you kidding me? We
Yeah.
can't tell anybody.
Right, and they clearly did.
They obviously did because here
Yeah.
it is in the Gospel of Mark, right?
Yeah, so there's a lot of great stuff with that Transfiguration. I just
Love it.
think that, and there's a lot of, they're up on the mountain. There's just so many intertextual, references there. All right, so let's go to the
Get behind me,
Get
Satan.
Behind Me, Satan.
Yeah, it's funny because Peter plays this role, particularly in the Gospel of Mark, where
Yeah.
Peter is every man,
He's every man, right? He is,
right?
Yep.
He's that literary figure.
Yeah, he is.
And so he's just,
It's almost when he speaks in Mark, it's to be understood, he is speaking on behalf of all the
he
disciples.
says in the Transfiguration scene,
Yeah.
he just is like, hey, this is a great thing that's happening.
Yeah.
Can we put up some tents?
Yeah, right.
For you guys?
Yeah, right.
Like he's just an innocent kind of.
Yeah.
He isn't even so much. I mean, sometimes Peter gets painted as kind of a buffoon or
Yeah.
like he's tripping over
Yeah.
his tongue or something. I don't think he is. He's just like saying what you or I would say if we were
Right,
there.
right.
So he's like, he isn't saying anything that you'd think Jesus would get mad at.
Right, because Jesus, Jesus says to him, "Look, I have to tell you, I'm going to go to Jerusalem and be killed." What would you say?
Don't do that. No.
Yeah, no, don't do that. And then,
Jesus just like snaps at him.
yeah, get behind me, Satan.
And then he just moves on. Like,
Well, he says the most
in that
important
brick-
thing
yeah.
I'm concerned with the things of God, and you are concerned with the things of man.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, it's like, and then it just, the Gospel of Mark just moves on. He calls a crowd to his disciples and he starts teaching them, if you want to follow me,
Yeah.
deny yourself and follow me.
Right.
And you do kind of think poor Peter is like kind of in the dust.
Yeah, he doesn't get it.
He doesn't even know what he said wrong.
Right. No, I think he doesn't. He just doesn't get it.
Yeah. I mean, it is interesting, in Mark, the disciples, and Peter kind of exemplifies this, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't really get it.
They don't get it at all. I mean, by the end of Mark, they're gone.
Yeah,
They all
right.
leave.
They're clueless and gone, and they're a little bit like, I think, right at the center of Mark is that miracle where Jesus has to touch the man's eyes twice.
Yeah.
And the first time,
Right.
he sees a little bit, but
Right.
and I just wonder if that's not Mark trying to say this is what it was like for a lot of these disciples. Like,
Yeah.
they kind of saw it, like men were moving like trees, but they didn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't clear what was going
No,
on.
they leave him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he doesn't really understand. And, frankly, in Mark, Jesus is kind of an asshole. I mean, he really is, and he gets more and more so.
He does.
Yeah.
He's more acerbic.
Yeah.
In Mark, he yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
All makes
He's more
sense.
abrupt.
Abrupt. Maybe I should say that instead.
All right. Well,
All right.
that's the hardest question. I think
Yep.
you should preach what he just said. That should be the title of your sermon.
All right.